Well, obviously, senior day didn't start off well for us. But I thought the guys came off the bench for us, gave us a big lift. And when that first unit, some of those guys came back in, they just continued to play well. I thought it was a great effort on our team's part. And we had a lot of guys that really contributed. We had 10 turnovers in the first half and none in the second half. I thought that was excellent. And our ball movement and body movement I thought was also good. Really got some overlooks.
Is it hard at all on a senior night to kind of sit those guys down early or something like that? Or?
No, it's not hard at all. No, I mean, it's senior night, but it's, we're trying to win the game. But I know what you're saying. There were times when we were really rolling real well, but it was really time for some guys to come out and I said to one of our seniors, I said, "Are you ready to play yet?" Because I didn't want to put him back in, but he said he's ready to go.
Did you hear the thud when Dennis hit the ground, and what did it look like when he got up?
Yeah, I heard it, and I walked out there and I saw the blood coming down. I was concerned about it. And I didn't know if he was coming back or not. Next thing I knew, he was sitting right there on the bench, and I saw him. I said, "Jesus, kid, let's go in the game." I told him, I said, "What'd you tell me the next time you come back?" It definitely was a scary moment.
Did something happen in practice this week that made you see something in Johnny Thomas to get 17 minutes today? And could you talk about his performance? He had 6 rebounds.
Yeah, it's just been a continuous progression, really, from Johnny. And I know, some might say, "Well, why did it take so long?" Well, sometimes things happen, and you got to make some decisions. And Johnny's always kept himself ready. He's always played hard in practice, and I just told the coaches, just going forward, looking at our team, looking at the future of our team. He's done everything in practice we've asked him to do, and we're going to give him that shot. And I thought it would be also a good matchup for him. I thought it would be good with the physical play. Not that Josh obviously couldn't do it, but I thought that Johnny might be able to do some things for us in there. And no question about it. I mean, his play was big for us. His rebounding, he hit a couple shots, hit a shot there. His defense, that was, he really helped us.
Went 3 or 4 now. Did something happen after the Maryland game?
And I think you all have heard me say this before. You just never know when it's going to happen. You never know when it's going to click in for, say, an individual player. You never know when it's going to click in for your team to where they finally understand, okay, this is how you win. This is what we have to do as a team. And I think we just hit a point where we just started to figure it out a little bit. I really do. And I think some individuals start to figure themselves out. I think you can see the difference, for example, in Javi's play. Just his control, controlling the team. You never know when it's going to happen. I just think that they've started to figure it out, that this is how we have to play if we want to give ourselves a chance.
Do you look back at games like Florida, Arizona, the first Carolina game, and kind of wonder what if it might have clicked a little sooner?
Coaches always do that. We do. But you're absolutely right. You do. You look back, and again, you just don't know when. It can get frustrating at times to say, we've been through this before. We've had this situation before, and we didn't take advantage of it. But again, you just never know. You just never know. Some players, it will kick in sooner. Some it takes a little longer. And I think the same thing happens with the team. But no question about it, we've got some games that we left out there that definitely could have made it different. But I'm more proud of, and I've said this all year, how resilient this group has been. How they bounce back from a loss and come right back in practice the next day and be ready to go. If they didn't do that, we wouldn't have been able to make this run, to play the way we have the last, say, 1, 3, and 4.
You've had teams in the past that have kind of built a little momentum at this point in the season and then made a run in the ACC tournament. Do you kind of feel the same way with this group, or is this a different kind of group?
No, I mean, we certainly, I think we're figuring out some things about ourselves and how to, how we have to play to win. And we played better lately. We played better. No question about it. We're playing better than we did early in conference play. And this, this is a little momentum for us. And it's something to take into a tournament on a positive note. Coming back and winning this ball game and playing the way we did in the last few ball games is definitely a positive. And I told our guys, let's just continue to play the way we are, and it's one game at a time. And I just told them in the locker room, in tournament play, I just need to be better than you this night. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. You might play me 10 times and beat me 9 times, but if I'm better than you this night, then I'm going to advance on. And that's the attitude we have to take. We have to be better than that team just that night. And that means just playing the way we've been playing and very unselfish and playing hard and playing together.
Nobody's won 4 games in 4 days there. You are one team that's been able to even play 4 games. This year, with the conference as open as it is, does it seem more possible this year to win 4 games in 4 days?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's possible. I mean, just the way that the season's gone, any team in our conference, and that's what I'm saying. Just that one night, that team that no one expects to win, they just need to have that one day where everything is clicking and guys are making shots. And on the other hand, you might just get a team that's been at the top and they're just having a tough night, can't make a shot. Anything can happen, and that's the great thing about the tournament. Anything can happen. And if you go in the right frame of mind and take it one at a time, special things can happen. But it's wide open. I think it's wide open.
Coach, Richard looked like you and Coach Howell zipping in those no-look passes.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, Richard did a few more no-looks than I did. I was so boring to watch. He made some great passes. He did. He made some great passes, and that's part of the thing. We coaches were talking about that. You can diagram a play, but you have to have the guys that can see it and make it at the right time. And he's got a great feel for that. And he zipped a couple through there to Tracy for some dunks. Yeah, made great passes.
Could you talk a little bit about C.J. Williams lately and then the lift he gave you guys today?
CJ's been playing well last few ball games, last 4 or 5 ball games actually. He just kept himself ready to go. He kept himself ready to go. He's always working hard in practice. Very smart. Does exactly what we asked him to do. What he's doing great now is he's playing within himself, not trying to create too much. But he's been a huge lift for us these last 4 ball games. He's been big.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.